So we had a really great idea for dinner tonight. We were gonna wrap string cheese in hamburger and make like little string cheese, hot dog shaped hamburgers. And it was a great idea. The execution apparently was not that great. The string cheese basically busted open the little hot dog hamburger things, and now they look like the string cheese is the hot dog, and the hamburger is the bun. So either way, it's still going to taste good. Hope you guys are doing great. Just want to talk a little bit about fear and what keeps us from doing those things that we dream of doing. When I started this business, I'm a Mary Kay consultant, and when I started my business 4 years ago, it was just to make some extra money. I was working in a really horrible for a really horrible company with no work life balance. I was working like 60 hours a week, and I hated it. I hated it. I hated getting up in the morning. I hated working. I wanted to be doing something else. So when I started this business, this was my fun job. And somewhere down the line, I started in February of 2021. And then last year, no, sorry, not last year before last, in October, I put in my notice and I said, I'm done. I'm leaving. And my husband and I talked about it. And we did the whole, we did the, um, check the finances. And because he was working too, we figured out, yes, I could do this. So, and he wanted me to be happy because he is my biggest supporter all the time, everywhere. So he said, do it. So I did. I left my job in October, and here we are a little more than a year later, and I couldn't be happier that I made that decision. But a lot of that decision was stepping out on faith, and it was trusting God to make sure that everything was going to be okay. Because you always have the what ifs. What if something breaks? We own a house. What if the water heater explodes? Um, what if one of the dogs gets sick or anything like that? So it was definitely you know, I didn't know what was going to happen, and I didn't know how I was going to do this, and I didn't know how I was going to make up my income. I just did it, and I was like, okay, God's got this. And the funny thing is, my husband was working for the same company, and about 3 months after he was a couple days short of his like 18-year anniversary, he decided that he also needed to get out of there because he was miserable. He was stressed out. He was working like 100 hours a week. We were really worried that he was going to have a heart attack because of all the stress. And the final kicker was my mother went into the hospital, and he was there with her. And the whole time he was there, mostly because she listens to him, she doesn't listen to me. But the whole time he was there, they were calling him and they were texting him. And then the day she came home, like 3 phone calls between the front door and the kitchen, trying to get her situated. He finally looked at me and said, what do I do? I said, tell him to kick rocks. And we had talked about it, and we were like, I don't know how we're going to make it. We had a little saved up. We had about 3 months income saved up, that we could live on. But what if we couldn't find a job? What if something bad happened? What if this, what if that? And I finally said, look, tell him to kick rocks. I said, life is too short. So he did. And it was hilarious because for that 3 months in between, we were 1 week away from running out of savings. He found a job, and it was hilarious. He sent out hundreds of resumes and couldn't get a hit, and he got a call from a company that he didn't even apply for. And it is the golden goose of companies. It is amazing. They are completely employee oriented. And that entire 3 months that he was out of work, we were just saying, God's got this, God's got this, God's got this. And he did. It just, sometimes you got to step out on faith, and you got to, just trust that God, trust the process, trust that God has this. And don't listen to the lies that the enemy tells you of the what ifs, and I'm not good enough, and I'm not, I'm not, I don't know how I'm going to do this, because there's always a way. There's always an answer. It may not be the answer you want to hear, but there is always an answer. So you guys just keep that in mind. If you ever want to do something and you really believe in it, but you're just so scared. A lot of people change their mind because of fear. Don't let the fear stop you. Don't let the fear stop you. Don't let the enemy whisper in your ear that you're not good enough, because you are. You can do anything that you set your mind to. All you have to do is just keep going. Trust God. And you got this. Y'all have a fabulous day.